So hello everyone, this is AetherNightmare and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We finished up the job quest, which means we can maybe finally start on MSQ. Don't know if it'll be as long of a stream today, in part because I also messed up and triggered an event that I need to edit into this sucker, and the shorter the video, the easier it is to edit stuff in. But let's return to Kurthus. Appears to be MSQ in Kurthus. And we can get started on that. I even remember what's going on. Oh, and there's also new side quests. Moogle's in the sky. The House for Tom Knight has an urgent letter to deliver and he's looking right at you. Well, I guess he can wait. Welcome, Master Nightmare. Shall I show you inside the welcome? In the manor? Did I say inside the welcome? Because I was looking at welcome and I'm like, they spelled that wrong. That is the incorrect grammar. I got so distracted that my brain waffled off mid-sentence.
The search for our missing friends continues. Should I learn something, I'll be sure to let you know.
An uncertain future. Alphino wishes to share the latest developments in the search of the missing scions. Fortuitous timing as always. Tatara was about to brief me in search of our missing comrades. If you would be so kind, then.
Absolutely. You'll be pleased to hear that Riol and his men have been making excellent progress. You remember how Flahaman helped to escape the Crystal Braves in Limsa, only to then disappear? Well, according to Riol, she crept aboard a ship bound for Razathan, where she has been hiding ever since. He assures me that it won't be long before we are reunited. As for Yida and Papalimo, the remains of their link pearls have been found, and in Pearl Lane of all places. Riol thinks they must have disposed of them after escaping from the house promenade.
I don't know where that is. Yes, that would make sense. They cannot risk being eavesdropped upon by our betrayers. So maybe they discarded the link pearls themselves.
We're all but certain they fled the city shortly after, though we still don't have a clue where they went.
I see. And what of Thancred and Minfilia?
I'm afraid I have nothing new to share about those two, but it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is we've enlisted the services of a Sharlayan scholar, one of the students of Baldesion, to aid in the search, who should be arriving any day now.
One of the students, you say? I should very much like to meet this scholar, if time permits. Yeah, let's hope this one lives. But first we must attend to a more pressing matter. Sir Emmerich has summoned us, the two of us, for a private audience. The messenger did not specify what he wished to discuss, only that it was urgent. Assuming you have no objections, I suggest we proceed to the congregation forthwith. And mayhap we can meet with the scholar afterwards. Agreed?
In that case, I think I'll return to the Forgotten Knight for now. Things are liable to fall apart if I'm gone for too long, you know.
Someone needs to do the bookkeeping. Okay, that's right. Missing friends. Is that at the... No, I was thinking we were going to the Astrologans at first. Like, can we try and divine where they are? Good invariably triumphs over evil in fairy tales. Yet they are conspicuously reticent about what follows. Most stories are, if you think about it. What comes after the happy ending? Lord Commoner is within. Pray proceed. Lord Commander. Did I call him Lord Commoner? I mean, technically.
Thank you for coming. I wish to speak with you both in a place where privacy was assured.
We quite understand. What was it that you wished to discuss?
With my father's passing, the seat of the Archbishop lies vacant. And so, in accordance with canon law, I have assumed his responsibilities. I should stress that this is a temporary measure. It was never intended that the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights serve in this capacity indefinitely. Quite the opposite. The statutes specify that I should surrender my powers as soon as a conclave of the senior clergy and the high houses have named a new archbishop.
I was gonna say, isn't there like a whole process of that in picking like a new pope?
But in light of recent events, that would not seem appropriate.
I confess I did not expect you to divulge quite so much quite so soon. The details of the Archbishop's plans, perhaps, but the true origin of the war and all it entails?
I too had concerns. But when the Warrior of Light is witnessed returning to the capital upon the back of a dragon, one's options are rather limited. Mayhap I could have concealed certain details, but for how long? And at what risk? Should the truth have come to light in the meantime, how would the people have viewed my silence?
I knew that was gonna cause a stir eventually.
After 1,000 years of lies and secrecy, I could not well abuse their trust and hope to be believed. The time for deception has passed. I only wish the people agreed. That some would deny the truth I had anticipated, but not this many. And among the few who acknowledged that my father had to be stopped, no small number questioned our methods.
Which is kind of in their right to do at this point.
If they suspect a coup, it will not be long before some turn to violence.
It has already begun, and that on both sides. Men and women of the cloth are being harassed in the streets. Some have even been assaulted in the Broom.
What are men and women of the cloth doing in the Broom?
Hilda and her people have formed a watch to help us maintain order. But such measures will not prevent the unrest from spreading.
For all our talk of peace, the people remain frightened and confused. For their sake, we must bring the Dragonsong War to a definitive end.
And we should be glad to help you, Sir Emmerich. But what precisely would you have us do?
Sorry, I only question that just because so often I see the clergy harassing the people within the Broom and not the other way around, so it makes me question, like, are you sure this is technically related?
We wish to treat with the dragons of Annex Trine. To that end, I would trouble you for an escort and an introduction.
Look, all I'm saying is that Broom door has been blown open multiple times by people who are trying to take out my character.
Annex Trine? You would speak with Vidofnir then?
We must needs open a dialogue between our peoples. Acting as my representative, Lucia will extend an invitation to their leader, that she might visit us here in Ishgard. Were she still with us, I would of course have beseeched Esel's assistance in this matter. But as she is not, I must ask that you aid us in her stead. Will you do us this favor?
We can try, but I can't give any promises.
Thank you, my friends. Lucia, I leave the rest to you.
In the wake of the Archbishop's fall, the nation of Ishgard trembled, the faith of her people shaken to its very core.
Well, yeah, that kind of happens when you figure out...
For 1,000 years had they fought and died, certain of the justice of their cause, only to be told that their holy war was born of the sins of their forefathers.
that everything you knew is a lie.
What then for those brave men and women, thus stripped of their righteousness but to despair, to deny the truth and decry its speakers? And what then for those whom they defamed but to hope on, to have faith in a brighter tomorrow? tomorrow in which man and dragon might live together in harmony, then as distant as the very stars in the heavens.
Yeah, change doesn't come overnight.
Yet while we dared to hope, deep within his lair the enemy lay, gathering his strength. Nidhogg, now possessed of his 2 eyes and the body of the Azure Dragoon, prizes to which he had laid claim at the very hour of the hero's triumph. As desperately as we sought the solace of peace, the great worm craved the misery of war. Nor was he alone in his misbegotten desire.
The journey at least should pose little difficulty this time. I know little of the lands these dragons call home, this Enix shrine. Had you not agreed to escort me, the coming journey would seem far more a daunting prospect. I confess, I myself once shuddered at the thought of it. Yet even the longest journey begins with the first step, does it not? Ah, but ere we set forth, Bren and I must needs to inform our comrade of our plans. Very well, I shall see to my preparations. Then let us go bid farewell to Tataru, Bren. Traveling the Western Highlands calls for warmer clothing, yet there's only so many layers one can fit under plate armor. Depends on the plate armor. You can make it fur-lined instead, therefore it's less layered, but at the same time layers is usually what affords you so much warmth. I thought you might want to tell her, or would you rather I did all the talking? You sound like you're scared to tell her.
So, what was your secret meeting all about? I'm all ears. A diplomatic mission to Enix Shrine, you say? Well, I suppose that does take precedence. But should your meeting with Vidofnir happen to end early, you might consider rendezvousing with the Shola in the Idleshire. She's been there to receive our guest. Don't get me wrong, your meeting with the dragons is terribly important and everything, but this scholar just happens to be...
Time permitting, as I said, we shall endeavor to join Y'shtola, but if we cannot, pray pass on our regards. Let us be off, Bren. We have kept the first commander waiting long enough.
Well, let no one say I didn't try.
Where am I? Back at the... We can't go out that way. Which one leads where? Oh, this place! Just make all the doors work, please. One task at a time. Besides, I have no doubt that Y'shtola can look after the scholar by herself. You ready then? Good, so am I. Ooh, that's right, we get foods. Hot chocolate. Sounds nice. Creme brulee. Tenacity. Almond cream croissant. Or urchin loaf. Urchin corals mixed with mushrooms and herbs in a paste and then placed back in the urchin shell and baked until hard. I'm gonna go with almond cream croissant because it's for tanks. You and Master Alphino would be so kind as to lead the way. The path is long, but known to us. From Falcon's Nest we shall cross the Western Highlands and make for Tailfeather in the Dravanian Forelands. There we can stop to rest and replenish our supplies. Questions? If not, then the stables await. Okay, back to Dravania. Away we go. Strange. This is only my third visit to Tailfeather, yet the first feels as though it was a lifetime ago. I always imagined that the first time I set foot upon the Dravanian soil would be at the head of an army, and here I am, ready to treat with the brothers and sisters of mine enemies. Well, it's better that wars don't go on forever. Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past. Though it was I first proposing recruiting Ysael to our cause, I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I had uttered them, and for a long time after that. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hands, men, women, children, all slain in the name of the implacable Lady Iceheart. Yeah, well, we did the same thing to them, so, you know, Yet she acknowledged her misdeeds, and agreed to join us in common cause. At her side, she fought in service to the greater good, even unto her dying breath, and while that does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. You ask too much, Master Alphanel. Yet who can say what might come to pass, should our negotiations bear fruit? Yes, of course. We must press on to Enix Shrine, if you'd follow me. And I'm gonna be lazy. When one has warp privileges, one uses warp privileges. Let me guess. Room above me. Gotta find the hole, gotta find the right hole. And whoop. Thou art ever welcome here, friend of Ysael. But this one I do not know. Pray forgive us this unannounced visit, Vidofnir. May I present to you Lucia, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, and our trusted friend. It is an honor to meet you, Vidofnir. I come as an envoy of Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and acting leader of the Holy See. Indeed, you may speak, knight. For 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we long believed your kin to be the architects of this war, but now we know the truth, that the King Thornton and his Knights 12 did willfully betray and murder the great worm Ratatosk, shattering the peace between our peoples. For 1,000 years, our leaders conspired to conceal this truth, a truth which at last laid bare the warriors of light, the Azure Dragoon, and Ysael. Alas, a deception so intricately wrought cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept the truth. After an eternity of war, who would dare to dream that peace could at last be within our grasp? Yet dream we must, as Ysael once did, and we must make that dream a reality as she could not. We humbly beseech you, Vidofnir, join hands with us in friendship once more, before the eyes of my people in Ishgard. A most unexpected invitation. I've heard your request, knight. However, I cannot give you mine answer. May I ask why? This matter concerneth my sire. He must needs be consulted. Moreover, the Nath grow bold, even as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm. Then we will wait. After 1,000 years at war, we shall not give up on peace for want of patience. Fear not, knight. Thou shalt have mine answer within thy lifetime. So soon, my humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith, until we meet again. But that could be years still. Could be decades. To a dragon 'tis but a sneeze. Never did I think that I'd see a knight of Ishgard come unto Enix Shrine bearing words instead of steel. Would that the Nath could show some restraint. Too many children have fallen to their spears and muskets. But technically it's more like one Nath, causing you problems, that controls all the other Nath. To face such a creature in battle is one thing, to converse with it is quite another. Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well. To be frank, I'm surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhap I should take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons. But now you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fears for me now. Well, if you have no further need of our services, we shall continue on to Charlian. We hope to welcome a scholar who has agreed to aid us in the search of our missing comrades. Then I pray your journey is as swift and uneventful as ours was, and thank you again for sparing the time to assist us, even when such grave matters remain unresolved. I can think of no greater matter than a 1,000-year war, one which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice it to say, I would willingly make 1,000 such journeys to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. Of that I have no doubt, Master Alphino. I only hope the fates will not hold you to your word. But they usually do. Oop, dang it. Ah. Another time, another place. I recognize this character from trailers. So, it would seem we have time to greet this scholar after all. How delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Minfilia and Thancred. I can only assume she is privy to some new investigative technique. In any event, our first order of business is to rendezvous with Y'stola in Idleshire. Although I know nothing about them other than Pictomancer powers. Another conspicuously uneventful journey. It would seem we are destined not to be late.
Ah, Bren, 'tis good to see you. I confess, I had assumed your business in Enix Shrine would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Vidofnir go well?
As well as can be expected. They must discuss Sir Emmerich's proposal with Frey Svelgar, of course, but they seem amenable to the suggestion. What of our Charlian guest? Has she arrived yet?
She has, but when I explained that you would be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside on the front bridge. We should be on our way.
Yeah, that's where Y'stola typically hangs anyway. I've noticed her a couple times hanging out over here.
It would seem we are early. Shall we wait?
Wait, back in Ishgard, what was she trying to tell me? What do you mean? Do you mean Tataru?
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves.
What are you so surprised by?
Allow me to introduce Kral, who has recently come from the Charlian motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Kryl. Okay, I've been pronouncing it Krill. Since there is a character, I want to say it was Final Fantasy VI with the same name. It was either Final Fantasy V or Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the Warrior of Light. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, miss. And who is that I spy but young Alphino Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
We, Miss Kryl and I met at the studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
Final Fantasy V. Yeah, she was in the second half of the story, which I can't say too much about without spoilers.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies. Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Thank you, Kryl.
Oh, we got some dirt on him, do we? What?
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking.
Heck if I know either, Yustola.
Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea. Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Then what are you waiting for?
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
She's not likely to give that up easy.
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best that you explain your plan to her in person.
Also, fun fact, for the longest time, since I've seen this character in trailers, I actually thought that Kryl, even though I know that she has a girl's name from Final Fantasy V, I thought she was a boy. So to see her this feminine is catching me just a little bit off guard. Okay, quest there. Is there any side quests along the way? A few. Any that I haven't gotten done yet? I know there's some in here, but I don't see them. Let me really quickly... Wait. Do I only have so long to get them done? No, these must be it. Right here. Now they're on the map. I don't want to accidentally miss out on completing them. I don't know if they go away. Pshaw, where they are coming from with great glowy eyes. I can no longer finish junk collecting. Uplander, here is a place of danger. Little monsters are near, trying to poke and stab travelers. Do not go up and step seeking them. So naturally, I ignore all warnings. Oh, these! Mammoths! I was gonna say, mini GGs! I'm not used to having Heavensward abilities on my classes. Even the dungeons I run are typically still ARR dungeons. Pshaw, Uplander has broken monsters. Monsters are not monsters, but mammoths of Sharian. Oh, thank you, Uplander. I can continue junk hunting. We will have good haul today. Tell who Nix I am leaving place soon, please. Okay, let's grab the ones over here then. Get these out of my journal. That is a big mount. It seems like it is anyway. It seemed huge from this far away. Don't fully remember what it wants me to do at these. So we're just gonna guess. To the best of our ability. Is there something around here that it wants from me? Slave Finder type Magitech Van Gabo G3s near Arcaton? Those don't seem to be it. Is this the quest in question? Or am I searching for something in here? You mean these? Did that count? No. I don't think it did. Esper type. Maybe the circle is ever so slightly off. Esper type, Esper type. Esper type. Maybe somebody else recently slayed them too, which means they wouldn't be here. The Arcaton's actually slightly over here. Esper type. Stolas. Hey, Stolas. Want to see his face. Owl with a stick. Tarantula Hawk. I don't see any Finder types. Unless I'm looking for something else in here. Where in the actual... Yeah, these all say Esper types. Either obtain the cumbersome sacks in the Maker's Quarter. Maybe that's what I'm searching for in here. Cumbersome sack. I think it'd be up on like a ledge. Hello? Yeah, those are there. So I'm looking for glittery sparklies. Gotta love us some hard to find glitter sparkles. Can I go in? No. Normally the light's on mean you can go in. Me on the regular ground. Don't see him there. On the super roof. Man, I am not finding any glitter sparkles. Is it up, like, on the super duper roof? No, because that eventually goes somewhere else. There it is. It was so perfectly in a corner. I could barely see it. slay some of these. Oh, that's why I couldn't find him. They appear only on command. Okay, this actually changed. Does this do anything else? Grants Divine Might, allows next Holy Spirit to be cast. Immediately with increased potency. Wait. Isn't that this? Is this now a multi-combo thing? No, I like never use Shield Bash. Let's play around a little bit with the command board. Where the heck is it? It's not traits. Upgrades 2 times. Yeah, I went from Rage of Cologne to Royal Authority. Holy Spirit. It says spells. Deals unaspected damage. I can give that a shot. It uses 1000 MP, but who cares? I'll just, I don't know, have it on a grid somewhere. Not actually using it, but... Oh, it does! It does combo into this. Okay, it's a 4 combo now. It uses a little bit of MP. Interesting. I know these glow a lot now, too. Cover... Oh, what's this one? Reduces target member's damage taken by 10%. Okay, that's just a... Increases damage reduction by an additional 10% if Rampart or Sentinel are active. Okay, so... If the other one's already active. Gotta remember that. Pshaw, nothing going well for Feltschmax, so she goes for a walk. But Feltschmax is still unhappy. Feltschmax loves fishing, but is having terrible luck when fishing in recent days. Feltschmax can't catch anything. Feltschmax has an idea. Uplander, please help. Kill wildebeests and collect 3 of their eyes. To use as what? Fishing bait? Why do you want eyeballs for fishing bait? Hey there, Snippy Pants. I'm doing okay-ish. Just doing a quick stream. Of Final Fantasy XIV. Mostly side questing at the moment, but there is some MSQ in between. Here we go. The eyes have it. Or rather, I have the eyes. Where'd he go? Where'd you go? Do you have wildebeest eyes? Though long removed from the head, you still have the eerie feeling the eye is still watching you. Not the first time. Pshaw, excellent. Perhaps this time Feltschmax will finally catch something. These sparkly, shiny orbs make for best fishing bait. Feltschmax will catch some big, delicious fish with this. Feltschmax will try it right now. After watching Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Donald's kind of useless. I mean, to be fair, everybody's literally losing their mind in that place. Let's head out towards MSQ. So I've done a little bit of side questing. I can do more of these later. Just because I don't intend to stream for a super long time today. But since I accidentally tripped on a quest... Whoop! I have to go around the orb. I actually face planted into the barrier there. I don't want to edit it into something too long, and I don't know if I have too much stamina in me today, so small stream it is. Progress is still progress. I'll still go for at least an hour. I'll finish probably another time, another place. The only thing he actually tried was in Kingdom Hearts 1, attacking kids from Oogie Boogie. To be fair, he did attempt spells at the beginning of Chain of Memories, only to realize that his memories had been sealed and therefore he could no longer cast magic. The thing with Donald and Goofy in Chain of Memories as well is that they got trapped within the magic of the cards, so they weren't available throughout most of Chain of Memories. They were sealed away for large sections of the story, and they lost a lot of their skills in the process because the plot dictated it so. She was less than flattering about my technique when last we met, but this time I've come prepared. Let her belittle my obsidian carbuncle if she dares. Do not tell her I said that. Yeah, he has the black carbuncle, doesn't he? Wonder if I'll eventually get one. The crystal eye is one of Master Matoya's most cherished relics. I doubt very much that she will grant us leave to lay hands upon it unless we can convince her that it's vital to our cause. Did you say we were headed to a cave, did you not? Because I certainly don't see a cave nearby. Is Master Matoya meeting us on the way or something? In the eye of the beholder. I've heard so many stories of Master Matoya, some quite flattering, others less so. Rest assured, they're all true. This way, and have care where you tread. Don't step on any frogs. They're just doing their best. There is a reason why Castle Oblivion seals up your memories, but that's a spoiler for later. So don't worry, it's not just shenanigans.
Oh. Is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
You saying I stepped on something? You're already accusing me of stepping on those frogs.
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
What does wiping them on the way out do at that point?
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Kryl, of the students of Baldessian. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
Baldessian, you say? Oh, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Regrettably, our Order's headquarters and the Isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Yeah, I keep questioning that. Like, wasn't a section of Charlian just absolutely obliterated in A Realm Reborn? They keep mentioning it, but I've never actually gotten to see it, I don't think. Also, hi there, DJT. We're continuing with MSQ.
You too possess the Echo.
Well, yes, of course I do.
I mean, she is wearing our gear.
Our Order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us. It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
Yes, yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
Okay, so we have at least 3 people with the Echo now.
The students of Baldessian are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the signs of the 7th dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found. You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing scions.
Only one of them? Do we only get 1 shot to use it and then she loses her crystal eye?
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Oh, wait here.
Aren't all of the crystals crystals of light, though?
Long did I ponder the nature of this crystal and its familiar radiance, but never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
They were originally round in Final Fantasy I. It wasn't changed until the upgrades later, but in the NES version, they were round.
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light.
Do I have one?
But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
And you have it how?
No 2 manifestations of the Echo are alike. I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, excepting beasts, contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even, the traces of which serve to guide the elementals to Y'shtola.
Okay, but all creatures, large and small, but not beasts. So therefore, not actually the definition you gave me. Do you mean like beastmen regardless of language barrier? And humans, or peoples, regardless of language barrier?
Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal eye, I may be able to pick up where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
I feel like there's a double meaning in that. Poor Sod's not gonna find himself. I feel like that's been a running theme with Thancred.
Thank you, Master Matoya. Then let us begin.
Gotta dig him out of his own depression and possession.
From the Black Shroud, the trail continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al. It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock. I think.
hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
Well, whether he's deposited within the caves or within the forests, it's still problematic. Wait, there's like a whole bunch of quests in here. Hello?
Should you choose to undertake this quest, you'll receive no guidance from the journal on the duty list.
Oh wait, this is something else completely different. I thought the broom was saying that. You will need to read the text carefully and decipher the clues to determine your next course of action. What? A statuesque interest has pure intentions for you. Huh? Okay, that's different. A straightforward fancy? Why are these so unique? I gotta figure out what it wants by myself?
I'll help us in battle and I can clean as well as the brooms. I'm good for absolutely nothing, Ribbit. Oh, it was me. I don't want to go back to being an ordinary toad.
We have a junkmonger here. What in the... Why are the quests so weird? No one ever comes around for tea anymore.
No, it's always saving this, preventing that, or mending the godforsaken other. Anyone would think I wasn't good company.
Maybe we need to improve our tea blends, if we can't improve our socializing skills. Huh. Should I grab these quests or not? Are they like really basic quests, or are they gonna be like long quests because they're so unique and different? Because looking at them, I can't really tell. They all appear so similar, and I can't quite tell what they want. So I have something like in my eyes.
Because I don't know what to make of you.
Decipher clues, that might be its own thing for later. Medium to long. Okay, then I will leave them be for now and continue on with Eye of Beholder. We shall come back one day.
Thancred may be a capable warrior, but he was wounded when last we saw of him. If any beasts were nearby when he emerged from the life stream, he would have been hard-pressed to repel them. We had forests like these in the Isle of Val. My grandfather and I used to go for walks together when I could prize him away from his work. It was the least I could do for him, considering everything he's done for me. Taking me in when I was an orphan, raising me as his own, and giving me a name. You'd think my parents named me Cryle Baldecian, didn't you?
Baldecian, excuse me. Yeah, that is a little bit of a reference to Final Fantasy V as well. Not just her name, but her circumstances. Were I to find myself in an unfamiliar wilderness, my first instinct would be to seek out the sites of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in his wounded state, he may not have wished to risk contact with strangers of unknown allegiance. Yet even had Thancred chosen to remain in the forest, the hunters would surely have stumbled across his trail. Tailfeather doesn't strike me as an isolated outpost, though. Merchants and traders pass through reasonably regularly, do they not? In which case, we'll need to provide a more detailed description when we question the locals. Fear not, Cryle. I've already prepared several sketches of Thancred for that very purpose. This is impressive. You drew him from memory. A skill I acquired some years ago for reasons I no longer remember. I propose we split into pairs. Honestly, that's true with my skills too. How do you know how to do this? Honestly, I don't even know anymore. Eustoll and I will inquire at the outlying encampments, while Bren and Cryle question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterwards, we shall regroup near Lost Othvoth and share our findings. I know I'm probably saying that wrong. Cryle. Assuming there's no objections, let's be about it. You pronounce it one way for so long.
My, he certainly has matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress young ladies.
Oh, he was just too embarrassed to say it.
Anyway, we'd best get started. Find me when you finished making your rounds.
Something else I guess I'm technically also guilty of. Learning a task just to impress people. Searching for a friend of yours? Let's have a look then. A surprisingly accurate description of the missing Thancred, suggesting that Alphino may have mistaken his life's calling. Why is there so much sass in the notes today? No, ain't seen him around, sorry. You don't look like you're normally here. He's wielding a really good weapon. A Hyrian man. We're not exactly rare, you know. Could you be more specific? I did spy this one bloke a while back. Didn't get a good look at his face, but it could have been him. This was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river, to the west of Tailfeather. I remember thinking he wasn't much of a hunter. The lad was making no effort to cover his tracks, see? That and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow. If he was hunting chocobos, he was doing a piss-poor job of it. The birds would have smelled him coming a mile away. I know I did. So we're looking for someone who's potentially stinky? Does he smell like darkness? Actually, I want to go back really quick. You're suspicious to me. Well met. It's always a glad to meet a fellow member of the clan, and a feisty-looking Phil you are too, so tell me, will you be hunting this fine morn? What the? What will you ask? Tell me about the marks? There's marks here? It used to be for clan. I forget what it's called on this one. I'll just say Centurio. Nobody here but us and the chocobos, friend. Maybe someone else knows your man. Maybe it's not the men we should be asking if it's Thancred we're looking for. What's that you got there, a sketch? Yeah, hunts. Can't say I know the face. You say something of a warrior? Yeah, Clan Centurio is what gives you the hunts in Final Fantasy XII. I heard a tale the other day about a Hyrian vagabond who brought down a Bandersnatch by himself. And with style. The way they tell it, he was dancing with the beasts like it was the belle of the bleeding ball. Sound like your man? Maybe. If this friend of yours is as skilled as you say, then he's sure to have found a way to survive. Still, if he's out there on his own, it's only a matter of time before he runs afoul of something he can't handle. And why is he avoiding town?
Finished. In that case, I think we've learned everything we can here. Let's see what the others have found out.
At the Voth camp? If you say so. Or maybe just outside of it?
We're to meet here, were we not?
My apologies for our late arrival. We thought it wise to question as many hunters as we could. I guess we could ask the Voth, though I don't know if they can tell people apart.
Many have made camp in inaccessible locations, ideal for hunting game, not so receiving visitors.
Nevertheless, our time proved well spent. There have been countless sightings of an exceptionally capable Hurrian hunter with whom no one is familiar. Though none chanced to see the man's face, his height and build matched Thancred's description, as did his fighting prowess. So, you have heard the same tales. Be that as it may, we yet want for conclusive proof.
Mayhap this is unrelated, but I heard a curious tale regarding a Voth trader. He came to Tailfeather in search of garments fit for a man of refinement, which seemed a rather curious description for one of his kind.
You're implying that Thancred sent a Voth to make it in his stead. Why would he not go himself? Well, you came out of the live stream naked, honey. Maybe he did too. Well, if you recall, you yourself emerged from the live stream as naked as your name day. It is a scene I shall never forget. Is it now? For better or worse, both answers will land you in hot water. Well, I was pleased to see you. I mean, honey. It was a simple statement of fact. It stands to reason that Thancred found himself in the same predicament.
In any case, if he had dealings with the Voth, they should be able to tell us, no?
Ah, quite right, Kriel. Quite right. Maybe the crabs care less if naked.
Honestly, that boy, some things never change.
Given that Alphino seems to recall the details of my return so vividly, I would rather he did not draw me from memory, talented or not. He didn't mean it that way. A little slow, a little late. Well, what are we waiting for? For all we know, Thancred could be waiting for us at Lost Voth. Well, I didn't see him in any of my journeys. We must go see the Voth right away. Come along, everyone, come along. Interesting to emerge naked and still be picky about what you wear.
Great hunters, we welcome you once more to Lost Voth. What do you seek this day?
We seek a man with whom we're told you may have had certain dealings.
How curious. The hunters tire of godly sport and pursue mortal prey?
No, he's not prey, but a friend long missing.
Good. He is friend to the Voth as well, one with whom we have traded many times.
Truly, and you're quite certain it was this man?
There is no doubt. The freshling clothed in skins came to us from Samal, lost and weak. He offered meat and hides in trade, and in exchange we tended his wounds. He brought us much flesh, so skilled a hunter he was. Much flesh. When he asked for garments, we were glad to provide them.
And where is he now?
Gone to Lost Nath, not long ago, when he heard the One Mind had summoned our god once more.
Ravana is returned.
But I just dealt with that.
But Offner did say that the Nath had grown as before. But what could Thancred hope to accomplish by himself? Honored Elder, we thank you for your help. Would that we could repay this kindness ere we depart, but we must hasten to our comrade's side.
Go, great hunters, lest the Nath claim him as a sacrifice.
What is this part of the MSQ about? So at the very end of A Realm Reborn, a lot of our characters had to teleport to get out of a situation where an entire castle was hunting us down. Basically, we got framed for slaying a princess, or rather sultana, that we did not kill, but we got framed for it. And so while I ran away underneath the tunnels, a few of our comrades got teleported out with a magic that Istola really was not supposed to use. It made her blind in the process. And we kind of got teleported to who knows where. So now we have to find everybody because we all got scattered in a multitude of directions across the lands of Eorzea, across a whole continent. Because if I can open the map here real quick for you, we are currently searching for Thancred up here in Dravania, which is in the upper left-hand corner of the map. We teleported, here's Kurthus in the middle, here's Mordona way down here, from Thanalan at the very bottom of the continent. So Yistola got beamed up over here to the Black Shroud, and Thancred supposedly got beamed over here in Dravania. So we all got sent a ways, and there's people still missing. Imagine if you guys were scattered in the world. Well, they'd have to wait multiple expansions then, because the rest of the world is not in Heavensward. I believe we have to wait until a few more expansions to go the rest of the continents over here. Or over here. Or up here.
One hunter, however skilled, cannot stand against the colony. Go to your friend.
But they're still technically in the ley lines, so think of them, they're very similar to the ley lines in Genshin, or being stuck in the abyss. So they're technically in the abyss, but we have to pull them out in their corresponding areas. But Thancred seems to have emerged from the abyss by himself, sort of like Child did in Genshin. Whereas Yistola, we had to use some magic to pull her out. What pulled him out then, I wonder? Maybe his former possession? From, the Ascians? Maybe it granted him some powers? Ooh. Well, we found somebody.
Thancred. It could be Thancred. We must hurry.
Wait, isn't that the Warrior of Light from the intro? Or is this somebody else that just looks like him? He's even wearing the same garb.
Someone else besides me can vanquish a primal?
Yeah, you guys are the ones from the intro of A Realm Reborn. It's the same Lalafell and the guy in the black mage outfit. And the archer, Mihote.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure they're in the intro.
Yeah, them. Right there. Like that.
This day, we reclaim the reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Ascians forever.
Fools playing at heroes, all of you. Is this how you believe you can save your world?
We can and we will, Ascian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not. So you are the warrior of light. The savior of Eorzea.
Oh, you saw that too, huh? Sup? You, got a name?
It's a wonder you didn't come sooner. What with the primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
He's very sassy.
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
It would seem we share a common enemy. Mayhap you would tell us who you are.
I mean, they did get blasted 5 years into the future.
Shall we show them?
What's your beef with us? Being in paladin form myself, I feel guilty for not taking that shot. Ah, maybe this is Thancred. It's got the throwing knives. What is your beef with me? I can't tell from here. I still can't tell from here. Is he wearing a different hairdo? He's got the white hair. His skin looks a tad darker. I can't get a good look at his face. All I wanted was your names, bruh. They're so much more homicidal than I expected.
Not very sporting of you to interrupt. But so be it.
Not very kind of an introduction either, so I guess I'll take it.
Mark well our faces, warrior of light. For we are the warriors of darkness. Walkers of a different path. And we shall meet again.
So are you the ones of the purple crystals that I've been talking about this whole time and making myself look crazy for it? Also, we're not supposed to be enemies. The wads.
Warriors of Darkness? Really?
I mean, we're based off Final Fantasy XIII, so welcome.
Thancred, are you all right?
Oh, is it him? His models has so much different to it that I'm struggling. The Nath
Pleasantries can wait.
are not happy and we're here.
I'd rather not be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
What happened to your eye? It also doesn't help that everybody has a different voice actor. Is it really him? He looks way older.
The vision caught me unawares, and I was unprepared for their attack. But I could hear the colony chattering all around us. They were so loud, so unbearably loud.
Do you need to sit down? I have water if it helps. Oh, could she not handle cities well? As a result of her powers being able to hear thoughts or voices?
We should be safe here. Our pursuers are not likely to stray far from the colony.
Why do you look so different?
Suffice it to say, our reunion was not at all as I pictured it. waiting until the last instant to join the fray. 'Tis plain you have not lost your appetite for the dramatic.
My appetite for the dramatic? Have you forgotten the circumstances of our parting? The heroic last stand, the tunnel filling with light, and then... Had I known you intended to use forbidden magics to deliver me to some god's forsaken wilderness, I would have thanked you in advance.
Thancred.
Seriously, is this hair longer?
If nothing else, you might have warned me that I would emerge
Oh,
from
Jesus.
the live stream in the altogether.
Gotta love convenient censorship.
Eventually, I managed to fashion knives from some obsidian I found, and set about hunting for meat and hides.
That is originally what old tribes used to use for knives back in the day. Since obsidian, while very easily shattered, you can shatter it along points to make it very sharp. Yes, the nutkins for convenient, nut censorship.
Given that I'm not all that skilled in leatherworking, it's probably for the best that I met the Vath before I was reunited with you.
So you were the fleshling clothed in skins of whom the storyteller spoke.
A description which fit me as ill as the skins themselves. Happily, I was able to trade with the Vath for garments better becoming a man of refinement. From them, I learned of Ravana, and of the great warrior who had once laid him low.
But
And
are they
whence did you
from our dimension?
conclude that were you to track the Primal's movements, it would surely bring you into contact with the Scions once more?
But are the Warrior of Darkness from... You don't need to answer, I'm just pondering. From our dimension? Because you'd think they'd be from the other realm like they were in 3. Which, they guard their Crystal of Darkness the same as we guard our Crystal of Light, because too much of any leads to both of our worlds being in imbalance. What are you doing here?
It seemed a reasonable assumption. I could think of no one else with your enthusiasm for slaying beastmen gods. Until now, that is.
Ah, yes. The self-proclaimed Warriors of Darkness.
Self-proclaimed indeed, they might not be.
Fitting that they stand in opposition to the Warrior of Light, I suppose.
Not really. I know too much Final Fantasy.
Glimpsed the leaders past, if only for a moment. They were confronting a man in black. An Ascian, I think.
Perhaps we've gotten pitted against each other in the hopes that we'll wipe each other out. If we both have a common enemy.
If these warriors are capable of doing battle with Ascians and Primals both, they must be possessed of powerful protection. Protection not unlike the Echo.
They do have their own crystal, I'd bet. We did see a purple one. Like, Heidelin in different colors. If it ain't red, it's open to negotiation. I know what you're thinking, but really, you needn't worry. It would only lend credence to the tales of heroism. Besides, battle scars are to maidens what loose morals are to gentlemen. A definite bonus. Since the red crystals make you go insane.
Twould seem the mystery of the axe-wielding hero has been laid to rest. I should have known better than to think Thancred would ever stoop to using such an inelegant weapon.
Excuse you?
But then how was I to know there was not one vagabond wandering the Chocobo Forest, but 2? He knew us. He knew you. Did he walk in our memories as we walked in his?
Oops. Dreams of the Lost. Blessed with the power of the Echo, and driven to put down primals. Despite his declaration that they walk a different path, I struggle to see how their goal conflicts with ours. Nor is that the only oddity. I find it passing strange that such exceptional individuals have wholly escaped our notice until now. Surely we would have heard rumors and attempted to recruit them to our cause. I recall no such adventurers, and I would not soon forget their like, nor would they any of us, I think. One of our primary duties was to scour the city-states for promising candidates, which is how we found Bren. Ah, the memories. It seems like only yesterday that you slew your first primal. Speaking of which, I had the distinct impression that it was not the first time that brand of merry men and women had killed a god. I labor to believe that a band of preternaturally gifted adventurers has been traveling the land, slaying primals without our knowledge. 'Twould imply gross negligence on our part, which means they probably only got here recently. Speculation will avail us not. There's far too much we do not know. For the present, we must needs concentrate on what we do know, namely that Lord Ravana is no more. Vidofnir must be informed. The news may render her more receptive to Sir Emmerich's invitation.
Since you seem to have affairs here well in hand, I shall take my leave. Simply being in the vicinity of this colony has given me a stinking headache. If you have need of me, I shall be with Master Matoya. I would beg your assistance with the search of Minfilia.
Wait, Minfilia is missing? I thought she escaped with Bryn. I shall explain on the road. Much has happened in your absence. Okay, but this raises important question number 2. Which of the men in question were stinky? Was it Thancred from his time in the wilderness? Or did the Warrior of Darkness have darkness stank on him? Is that a thing here too? I had not thought to see thee again so soon, mortal. If thou seekest the night, know that she hath long since departed for Ishgard. My thanks, Vidofnir, but it was not for her that we came. We bring good tidings for you and yours. Lord Ravana, who's been summoned by the Nath, has again been laid low. Truly, once more you mortals have succeeded where my own kind did fail. You have our deepest thanks. Would that we could take credit. The god fell by another's hand. Another? Revelation upon revelation. Regardless, it is cause for celebration. The Nath will have no choice but to withdraw. But to another matter, I have tidings for thee as well. Regarding the Ishgardian's invitation. As promised, I brought the matter to my sire. Hearken to his answer now. For 1,000 years I have mourned my beloved, who gave her life to forge a peace thy king betrayed. Such was my lot, until a child of Ishgard came unto me. For want of warmth she wrapped herself in a dream, yet the world would remember her deeds. For truth she fought, for justice she sinned, for redemption she sacrificed, and became as light. To follow one's heart, I have faith in one's convictions, be it for weal or be it for woe. Such is folly and the glory of man and of dragon. He hath entrusted the choice to us, and we have made it. We will keep faith with you who walk in the light. Then you accept Sir Emmerich's invitation? Let it be known that I, Vidofnir, shall journey unto Ishgard on behalf of my people. We're honored to receive your answer, and will convey your words to our allies without delay. It's happening, Ysael. Would that you would hear to see it.
Ixia, do you have a third question?
You don't need to answer it, it's just me pondering. I thought Thancred got his pet chinchilla. I would assume. I guess that's not the one. Does that mean he has future run-ins?
The Scions celebrated the return of a long-lost friend. Honorable men plotted to deprive them of another.
Future run-ins with Netkins.
Sir Emmerich was no hero, but a scheming patricide.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What is the armor even good for?
Honorable men who would fain wash the paving stones of foundation with the tyrant's blood.
What's that made out of? Aluminum?
Honorable men whose knife in the dark was the spark which set the city aflame, and who sang as it burned.
Even more political assassination indeed. At the foundation. That's actually a really good point for potentially leaving it off, though. That feels sort of like a chapter's close. Good cliffhanger. Since it's a shorter stream today, like I said. So I might grab these and get them done, since they are done. Get them the heck out of my inventory a bit. Get out of my journal. So we're gonna get the medic team or just leave them on the ground? Yeah, that's the thing. Kurthus doesn't have a great medic team. That's kind of what the Astrologan quest was all about. Like, hey, if we get more people studying astrology of healing magic, then maybe we'd have more healers in this damn city. And everybody's like, no, scrying is only for finding dragons, not for healing people. The latter is heresy. And so we're really, really short on medics in Kurthus, so... yeah, that bit everybody in the butt, didn't it? Pshaw, thank you, Uplander, for helping Idleshire so muchly. Illuminati are now learning to make the Garlean Magitech to pieces and remake them into strong vagobs. These are great doings, very terrible, yes, but great. But Illuminati make no room in brain cases for goodness, keep secrets to themselves, use their special knowings to make Gobbykin into slaves. Holopix hopes they will learn Idleshire's strength and stop trying. Pshaw, now Illuminati cannot talk over Link Pearl. Must walk all the way from end of Maker's Quarter all the way to the other to make tongue flaps. Half Six and Uplander have played very good trick now. One of these has gotta be a reputation quest. I'll probably start a tad after the other ones, but... Pshaw, nerve of Illuminati, thieving sacks of dry docks. So no mistaking sacks of dry docks. Yes, yes, not one piece missing or awry. Inside sacks? Inside sacks is junk, Uplander, but not any junk. These are forgotten relics of Charlian Uplanders, and their trash is treasure for gobbies. Idleshire no need new things. We'll use these again and again instead. Money! You think that's the end of 3.1? The goblins don't have one. There are 3 for Heavensward. Oh, I figured there would be. Pshaw, Uplander has made Heart of Ulnix unhealthy with this news. Please take this as thanks for help. I assumed there would have been one, but I guess maybe not. Huh. An unexpected proposal. Let me Google that for you. Striking opportunity, disarmed. The fires of Samal. However involved in the raid quest. The upcoming raid quest I am not at all prepared for. Okay, where's the opening to that door? Yeah, because eventually... I accidentally fulfilled too many requirements, and for Miss Alipo, I accidentally triggered her next quest level off stream. Sloey's on the verge of making the biggest deal of her life. I will succeed. I must for the children. The souvenirs you brought back from Kurthus have been selling like something that sells a whole lot. Master Gehiruju and his friends at Costa del Sol say that gazing at them is as refreshing as a cool breeze on a hot summer's day. Why, the guild's been pouring in day and night, left and right. But that's not all.
Now our finances are under control, I can finally buy the books and writing implements I've had my eyes on so long.
She's like me.
After all, Zoe can't very well watch over them forever now, can't she? I must help cultivate their minds, so that one day they can strike out and earn their keep on their own. Zoe was never cut out to be more than a humble merchant, but their future is just full of possibilities. I can't let them down. And to think that not long ago I was worried that I wouldn't be able to pay next month's rent. Just look at how far we've come, and it's all thanks to you, Bryn. Zoe thanks you from the bottom of her heart. Today, I think I'll treat myself to a fresh bowl of pineapple pudding. Freshly made 3 days ago, that is. Ew, I don't know if they have refrigeration here. Have to make it last, you know. Anyhow, I know you're doing the hard work, but even I deserve that much, wouldn't you say? Oh, thank you. The last bowl I had was left over from last month's batch. Oh, honey, food poisoning. And it was somewhat lacking in the smoothness one generally associates with pudding. It was curdling. Why, I almost thought I'd crack a tooth.
Oh, worse. Well, maybe not worse. It's better that it hardens, actually, because then at least it won't kill you.
Not that I actually cracked one, of course. See for yourself. Zoe's smile is as cute as ever. That one tooth that's slightly out of place only adds to the charm. At least that's what Rowena told me. Don't you think so, too?
Do we have dentistry in Eorzea?
Oh, you really are too sweet. I'll let you in on a secret. From leftover pudding to stale flatbread, no matter how hard a piece of food gets, you can always soften it up by soaking it in hot water.
But should you? You can turn stale bread into croutons. Actually, if you mix stale bread with other pancake making ingredients, provided it's not moldy bread. I said stale, not moldy. You can turn it into pancakes. Sure. I love the long pause. I don't know if it was my internet and my character actually computing what she said. You can also turn it into croutons if you slather it in a little bit of like olive oil, some herbs, and pop it in the oven.
Of course it doesn't taste as good then. What did I just say, girl? But at least it's easy on the jaw. And we have to make sacrifices, right? At least that's what I tell the children when all I have for their supper is day-old porridge.
Honey, I can only eat rice for dinner right now, so you know what? Sounds fine to me. Angler stew or oyster confit. Or a gatherer's materia. Actually, that's a really good materia. I'm tempted. Some of these, I don't know what the future... Oops, I'm getting FC'd. Might be part of a future quest, but I don't know. I'll just go materia, play safe. Oh, I get all of them, never mind. Satisfaction up. Chloe Alipo now considers you a patron of the orphanage. Chloe Alipo is delighted with your efforts. She now considers you a patron of the orphanage. I have no idea where I'm going to stick this video. And yet there's still much work to be done before the finances of Menfina's arms are stable. To that end, Zoe Alipo has a new favor to ask of you. Oh, but how far Menfina's arms has come. From teetering on the brink of bankruptcy to clinging oh so desperately to life, we now find ourselves this close to achieving our dream of actual stability. It's all thanks to you, and me, and our clients, of course, and to the children, too. What are we talking about again? I don't know. I don't know what video I'm going to glue this to either. I wasn't exactly expecting this to happen when I turned in my stuff. It used to be I could wait, but this time it launched me right in. Oh, that's right. Chloe set her sights higher and higher in search of her brightest client yet. You'll never guess who it is. I'll give you a hint. What begins with sound and rhymes with aelstrom? I'll give it up, I'll tell you. The Maelstrom. A kind regular here at the Hard Place told me that the Admiral's planning to hold a massive war game of sorts. Doesn't that sound fun? And kinda scary, but fun. Anyhow, the word is they're looking for the equipment they can get their hands on. Cannons, cannonballs, more cannons. I have the list around here somewhere. Anyhow, I'm sure you can see where this is going. If you could procure for me a healthy stock of top-of-the-line naval material, I can guarantee we'll be positively swimming in gill. But hopefully not drowning. Did Chloe mention that she can't swim? Can Mihotes swim? But where were we? Of course! Well, they could probably swim because they're humanoid, but do they like water? Or are they like cats? I've written up a brand new register of items for you to procure.
You'll have a look, won't you? Remember, it's not just Chloe who's counting on you. We must think of the children.
Anyway, custom deliveries list for Zoe has been updated. To view the new list, speak to her and select make a delivery. It keeps going?
Why, Bren, you've been working your tail off this week, haven't you? Speaking of tails, I really wish the orphan boys would stop pulling mine. Don't they realize how much that hurts? Anyway, I think you've earned yourself a much-needed rest. Don't go too far, though. Chloe's counting on you to help keep Amphina's arms going strong.
All I wanted was the crafting seals, man. You've delivered the weekly maximum of 6 items to Zoe. You may begin making deliveries again starting at Tuesday at 4 a.m. Oh, it's weekly! I didn't know that. Okay. That's different. I have it censored out, but I leave it this big when I'm doing stuff anyway. It's probably an FC chat. I keep getting them while I'm in here. But it turns out these are surprisingly easy to do. There is a script exchange ? What was the actual... nope, not that. Not that either. Anyway, down here for Zoe's stuff for crafting, I realized that there were 2 different currencies, one for crafting and one for gathering, and I was unfortunately only getting the gathering ones because they're easy for me to get. Oops. But crafting is its own entire thing, so you have to do something else separate. So if you come around over here, just to show what I'm up to, seeing as I don't know where I'm going to glue this, you can come to the scrap salvager and buy stuff you need for Zoe's crafting. So it doesn't usually cost too much. I was in purchase items 1. Mine that I did was the Kurthan souvenir component. Just buy 12 of those. It makes 6 of the Kurthan souvenirs. That's what I did, and then I accidentally triggered the event. Whoops. But there you go. That's all I was up to in my own time since I was working on crafting stuff and getting enough scripts so that I could potentially go here to script exchange. God, it's noisy in here. For master recipes. I wouldn't be surprised if you could hear that through my headphones. It's really loud. Oh, I have enough for this. I have enough for master blacksmith. Yeah! Okay, let's make sure we're blacksmith. I was just in culinarian to give it the experience, and... Boof! Here we go. You learn multiple master blacksmith recipes. Now I'll be able to do the... Where'd it go? The integrity quest. I'll be able to finish it because I'll actually be able to craft her sword since I need Master Blacksmith 3. So there we go. I found the loop and I did it. Yay. So that's what I'll be buying with those, is all the other Master Craft recipes for certain characters. And yeah, welcome to my server when it's having a crazy craft day, I guess. Welcome to Arts and Crafts Club. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it off here. Hopefully I don't have to tack anything onto the end of this either. But yeah, there we go. Accidentally triggered an event. We'll glue it onto something. Probably not the last video because it was really long and I don't want to edit that. So I might have to find an excuse to make like an hour-long video. Maybe I'll do something like some of the extreme dungeons. We'll see. Anyway, toodles. Yeah, I made too many deliveries and accidentally unlocked her her next part. I did record it, so I'll probably end up squeezing that at the end in editing, but whoopsie doodles. I turned in one too many pieces of furniture. So, was there any that I hadn't done yet? I could do like a dungeon to wrap us off. Done that, done that, done that, done that, done that, done that, done that. Are we missing any extremes, or let's check our handy dandy journal. That's for fishing, I think. Fear and Odin of the Shroud, that's a big ask. Drop Dead Shiva, Ifrit Aid Broke, that's probably gonna be a ultimate. Dreams of the Lost. Didn't I have some in here that were... There's Pharaoh Sirius. I wasn't expecting it to go right into a cutscene. Dreams of the Lost, Magic Marks the Spot, The Ultimate Ballad, Greatest Story Never Told, that's different. These are all super big. I could have sworn there was like some new dungeons that I didn't fully go through yet. Maybe it was just the one. And then the rest were about... I don't know if I have what it takes for these. They're level 50, but they're probably extremes. And I don't know if I'm fully equipped for them. They are extremes. I don't know if they're extremes that I can do in my current form, though. They're on the same level as Titan. Did I do Titans? I think I might have. Oh, I probably actually gotta meet them first. What about this? Is this an extreme or is this a hard? That's a more dungeon one. We could try this. Choices. So many choices. Bryn of the Scions, your timing is most fortunate. Allow me to brief you on the situation. Both the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder informed us of their recent troubles with the disturbingly powerful primals, and these incidents ever occur in threes. We immediately sought to gather intelligence on Amalja activity. We lost contact with the first reconnaissance party assigned to the task. I then deployed one of our elite units to learn the fate of the missing scouts, but they also have failed to report back. In their most recent missive, the elite troops declared their intention to investigate the Bowl of Embers. Though they may have been overwhelmed by the lizard men, we must consider the possibility that Lord of the Inferno has reclaimed his domain. As with some measure of wounded pride, that I must request your aid. Assemble a group of your companions and strike to the heart of the Amalja territory in southern Thanalan. If Ifrit has indeed returned, then you are to banish him back to the Aether by whatever means is necessary. You would likely have to renew your bond with the Zahark Aetherite to enter the Ball of Embers. The lizard men have undoubtedly realigned their crystals since you last spelled their god, and unfortunately that means cutting your way through a godly number of their centuries to reach it. The Grand Company of the Immortal Flames is no stranger to sacrifice when it comes to battling the primals, but the struggle costs far too many lives, and often creates a host of new tempered enemies. You and your unique talents, however, can spare the families of our soldiers that grief. Better you than me, he says. I will pass on news of your involvement in this mission to the Scions myself. Should our primal sphere prove substantiated, then I shall pray your efforts meet with success. Woohoo! Ah! It's so far away! Would be the first thing you do if you were the government of your country? Well, my government's not one person, or it shouldn't be. Definitely not any of this. Try to re-establish alliances. Nationalism is for basic bitches. This just in, resources come from across the globe. All right, let us attune. Bowl of Embers Extreme, now accessible. Can we do it? Who knows? Are we gonna try? Yeah. Not with a party of other players. Gotta go into the duty finder and unrestricted. Have I done these? Yes. Have I done these? Oh, I haven't done World Eater Extreme yet either. Okay. Ah! Can I do it? Who knows? Time to find out. Yeah, I think I'm with DJT. Just file me on the same list. Alright. Can we do it? He probably has some new patterns that I am wholly unprepared for. Yeehaw! Oh, come on, let me... Gonna be a problem. Oh, it follows all over the place now. That looked like it was gonna be a launch from his face. Okay, there's the nail. Ah, shit. Let's try and destroy that while running, because I know these will mess you up. Ow. Do they explode now with a radius when destroyed? I think they do. So let's do some bigger moves. Where's he gone? Do I have a shield? A shield? Do I have a shield? I don't know. That didn't hurt too bad. Oh no. Do I destroy them from the outer ring and just throw shit? Because I feel they'll explode otherwise. Yeah, it's increasing my vulnerability, but not for too long. I was afraid a big attack was going to come after that. Thou shalt burn for eternity. Yep, that. Here it comes. Where's my... Hopefully that was when I should use it. I got hit. There's more nails! I should be able to kill him though. Is he taking any damage? No! Nope, doesn't take any damage. He's like, let me get it once. Oh, my HP. Oh, my HP. Am I missing one? Why you no die? I don't see any more nails. Now you take damage. Die! Oh, I got a big coffer. Okay, you two, chill out. Infernal Bangle of Aiming. I got a whistle. Right, I forgot there was Ascian cutscenes. Ifrit was reborn with the strength of 1,000 raging infernos, and yet you vanquished him. I can offer you naught but praise, bringer of light. I can't help but feel that these guys are like, what if we pit the warriors of light and the warriors of darkness against one another? Ever prepared for confrontation. Good. These instincts serve us well as they serve you. What meaning hides within this constant pursuit of ever greater strength? Have you paused to dwell on its significance? Have you might choose to justify your actions? It seems you've tested the very limits of those 3 primal avatars. Again, such furious response. Did we not make ourselves clear? As amusing as such might prove, we do not come to trade blows with you. This meeting is at an end. We must thank you for a most enlightening display. We have learned much. The destiny we seek draws closer. Ever closer. How much longer can you stem inside the darkness, bringer of light? How well will you fare against the next god to reawaken? Maybe if you actually explained yourself instead of throwing them at me. Okay, back to Thailand. Why do you keep felling our gods? Why do you keep summoning them? I wish to open a dialogue, and yet you keep being emo about it every time I try to talk. You would not understand even if we told you. Well, I can't understand from nothing either. So the Infernal Primal has returned, after all. It is well that you set out prepared for the worst. Come now, you must describe your epic encounter in detail that we might revise our tactics for future engagements. Destroy the nails. Any information could prove useful. A gruesome ritual tool fashioned from the bones of an Amalja. Well now, this is an ominous relic. Ominous relic? Excuse me. Omnius? What the heck is omnious? Ominous relic? While the Amalja are known for their barbaric trinkets, I sense something is different about this one. I see, so it's the 3rd such object you've discovered within the domain of a primal. It certainly seems feasible that it played a role in Ifrit's enhanced volatility. Return with your trophy to the Waking Sands, and pray bid Urianger to continue his investigations. Our eternal gratitude to you both. Pray return to the Waking Sands! Which is in western Thailand. away, base down. And then I would probably call it a stream. I have filled a primal. I have advanced the MSQ. I've seen things in places that were obscured by squirrels. The report from the immortal flames hath flown before thee. Dost thou once more return bearing a curious tool of ritual magics? Ah yes, it doth most clearly resemble the others in form, and, I dare say, in function. The bone is, of course, Amalja in origin. How do we tell? Is it from a joint that maybe only they have? The servants of darkness revealed themselves to thee. Maybe it's a skull. I am put in mind of Archon Louisoix's words, yet ever shall primal desires burn, for burn they shall, with the Ascians ever toiling to stoke the fires. We are fortunate. Their careless taunting hath provided us with certainty, where before there existed only conjecture. It is unfortunate, however, that thy actions serve the Ascians' purpose well. Whenever thou slayest our primal foes, the beastmen seek to raise ever more ferocious gods, and now it seems their ceaseless ambitions are answered only by living sacrifice. Each ritual object thou didst recover is a manner of focus, a tool fashioned from the bones of a willing worshipper. Those foci contained the vast etheric power generated by the fervent prayers of a beastman zealot in the moment of his death. This power was then poured into each primal during the rite of summoning, thus giving rise to the augmented avatar thou didst engage. To free us from the threat of primals, in truth, we must needs discover an escape from this endlessly escalating cycle of conflict. Such an answer will not, I fear, be readily attainable. Improve the lives of the beastmen so that they don't need to summon in the first place. So, as long as understanding eludes us, there is no recourse but to continue with the slaying of primals. Thy aether thy inveritably hoard must be released back into the land. Otherwise, it will turn into a wasteland. As the beastmen deities wax ever more potent, it is a sad necessity that the nurturing of thine own strength cannot be ignored, an action that thou must take, even though it doth quicken the plans of the paragons. Which you're working with, so I feel like I'm technically still helping them. One of the paths to inexorable might hath ever been the pursuit of study arms and armor, and in that endeavor I may be able to assist thee. My avatar must be hella tired from all this in-game. Why do you think I go to bed at the end of every stream? Speaking of, it is time to do so. Probably actually go to bed in Kurthus. This time around it's closer. And there is a new quest there, which we'll undertake eventually. But for now, we have made significant progress. And a perfect amount of time for splicing in the footage that I accidentally tripped into. Which I'll either put at the tail end, or most likely in the middle when I was standing there. So for now, this is where I'm going to call it. I went for nearly 2 hours, and once the footage is spliced in, it'll be 2 hours, so technically it's a full stream. So thank you so much to everyone who has joined. Like and subscribe if you want to see more Final Fantasy XIV. We're continuing on with MSQ. And I hope to see you all in future streams. Bye-bye. See? Bed. To bed. Tired. Avatar.